Hello, I'm Mitzi Vines, and I'm so excited to share my story with you today. I know you've probably heard the term been overweight my whole life, and actually, really, that is basically how my story starts. I was 96 pounds in kindergarten. I was 180 pounds when I was 13 years old. And it started at that time whenever, I had stretch marks when I was 13, and I had no shape. I didn't even look like a girl. And it was at that point, at that time, being picked on and made fun of and talked about, that was just the norm. That's just what happened. And it got to that point, I'm like, I don't look like the other girls, and I want to. I want to look like a girl and fit in girls' clothes and not have to buy special pants and all that stuff. And that's right then is when I started working on myself. I started exercising. I started eating better, cutting out little baby cakes and Krispy Kreme donuts. And that's when my journey started. And I kept doing it because I liked it. I liked the way I felt. And what gave me the push was after I lost 50 pounds at that time. Because, of course, I was a kid, and it's easier as a kid. But what gave me that push was family telling me it wouldn't last, because I had those genes in my family to make you be a really big person. And I thought, well, just because they're big doesn't mean I have to be. I don't have to be, because I know I've already done it, so I can keep doing it. If I just keep doing this, I will be okay, because I knew they didn't do anything in my family. So I thought, okay, I'm doing something different. So if I keep doing this, I'll be okay. Okay, well, it wasn't until when I was 18 and I met my husband, and it was a fluke accident that I got a lower back injury when I was 18. It hindered me from doing so many things, and I had no idea. I still to this day don't really know what happened, because it's something I did never get checked out. But I just thought it was something that would go away. I just thought it was a temporary thing and it would go away, but it didn't. As I still have it today. But anyway, at that point, that's when a lot of things changed in my life, as far as my exercise, how I worked out, what I'd done. And I had to look at things a little bit different, because I had to watch that lower back injury. And at the time, I was taught to give into it, to cater to it, to brace it, to take pain pills, to mask the feeling instead of trying to strengthen it. I was never taught that. I was always taught, if you have an injury, you cater to it. You lay up for a week or whatever and baby it. And so that's what I did. I did that for years. Anytime I had a lower back issue, I would just lay around. I took pain pills. I didn't do anything. I wore a back brace. I did not do anything to strengthen my body. I just gave into it. That went on for a long, 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 long time, until it got to the point, and I won't go into all the long, drawn out details, but it got to the point one day in my life when I was crawling to the bathroom, because I could not support myself with my own weight. I was crawling to the bathroom, and I was in my late 20s. And I'm like, is this the way the rest of my life is going to be? I knew there had to be something different. So after that, at that point, that's when I decided I've got to do something different, because what I've been doing up to this point, it's not been working. So that's when I started to really look into doing things to strengthen my body and get stronger, because I knew I had no strength. I had no upper body strength. I had no core strength to keep myself supported. That's when I started looking into, different programs to do. Well, I tried so many programs on the market. I mean, you name it. I won't go into all the details, but I know so many on the market. I tried everything I could get my hands on, every gimmick, everything that I could try to supposedly help me with all those areas. Well, it was great and all, but it had no structure. None of them had any structure. They had no support system. They had nothing to guide me. It was just, I'd done it on a whim. And I was used to that. That's what I'd always been used to doing things on my own, and I'd done it on a whim. So I would do it when I felt like it. I'd do it when I wanted to. Nobody pushed me. Nobody held me accountable. And I just done it whenever, which at the time worked. I could do that and still keep my weight off and still do what I wanted to do, still enjoy life. And then it got, my back injury got down one time. I was still getting stronger, but it got one time to where it started affecting my knees. I started having pains running down my back and affecting my legs and my knees, having sharp pains running down my legs. And it scared me to death. I wasn't sure what it was and what was causing it. I went through chiropractors. I went through all kinds of, different things to try to figure out what the problem was. Well, what it came down to was the chiropractor actually gave me strength moving exercises to do in his office and had me to do them. I would lay down on the floor and sit in his office and do them while I was there. And it just dawned on me. I thought, I don't need to come to him and pay him. I can do this at my house. So that's what I started doing. I started doing these strength core moves to strengthen my back. And I was like, it was totally different. I had never worked things like that before. And it was totally different. So that's what I started doing. And that's when I started noticing a change. I started noticing how much it helped. It helped remedy the things that was going on with me, my knees, my legs, my back, because it was all, I found out all that's tied together. Okay, once I started doing that, that's when I fell in love with strength training. I thought, this is where it's at. I was still in my mid-30s, and I still had no structure in my life. And it wasn't until I found my first Beachbody program on an infomercial. I ordered it, fell in love with the structure. That's basically what drawn me into this company, is the structure of the programs. There's no guesswork. You don't have to be wondering. Everything's laid out for you. It's so easy to follow. And that's what I fell in love with, because it's something I knew was lacking in my life. And after that, it just kind of snowballed and led into the other programs that they had. And it's one of those things, once I got doing all that, I found out, this is what's been missing in my life, is this structure. Because I'm a type of person that has to, you give me a schedule and I can follow it. You just send me out into the world and I'm going to get lost probably. It's just the way it works. I'll wander around like a lost animal. And that's what I fell in love with, was the structure. And, then once I, got on social media and started meeting other people doing the same thing as I thought, this is so cool. There's other people actually doing this just like I am. It's so cool. And I had done pills, I had done shots, I had done, starvation, I had done crash diets, I'd done binging. I had done so many different things in my life up until this point. And I had jumped on every bandwagon up until this point, every new thing on the market. When I got into this and started meeting other people doing the same thing, I thought, this is probably just like that. It's just like these other things I've done in the past. It's the way it's going to be. It's just one of those things. But I jumped on that as well. Jumped in there, started talking to other people doing the same programs. I'm like, oh, it's so cool. But what was different and what changed my life about my journey, this is what got me on this journey I am now, was being able to meet the actual people that I seen with the transformation stories, getting to talk to them, hearing where they came from, knowing they were real people. They wasn't Photoshop. They wasn't a bunch of stuff you see, with some of these other programs you see all that stuff, but you don't know who those people are. You never get to see them. You never get to meet them or talk to them. But this was different, because I actually got to meet those people in person, talk to them, hug them, hear it, see the passion in them, see the tears of where they came from and where they are now. That's when I knew this company was different. It was totally different. That's when I fell in love with this company. And I thought, this is something that I've never had before. And this is something I need in my life. I need this guidance. Because I've had so many struggles, and it was so easy. I'd go good for a while, but I wouldn't know what to go do next. I didn't have no plan for the next phase, so I would jump on the next thing. But it made it so easy that they help you with everything, and that's what I fell in love with, and that's why I joined as a coach, because I thought this was what was missing in my life. And I want to help other women realize that as well. They don't have to go about it alone. They don't have to, guess it. They don't have to wake up every day wondering, if they can fit it in their schedule or how they're going to fit it in, or they want to, but they don't. Nobody's going to push them, so they can do it or they don't, because that's where I used to be. And, that led me up until recently to when, now that I'm 45, I've had this long life journey. Now that I'm 45 and menopause has hit me, I'm in that point in my life where, it's a totally different game changer for me. And now I totally realize how much nutrition is such a big aspect of your journey. It's not just working out, because up until that point, working out is all I needed to do. And my food could just kind of, fluctuate. Now, it's the food is where it's at. So I have, now I love helping other women realize that, you're never too old. You can start right now. You can start today. It don't matter where you've come from, where you're at, you can work on yourself. And that's what I love about that. I get to help other women that struggle just like I have, or is just now starting to struggle, or don't know where to start. and it gives me that, the best thing is it gives me that freedom to do it from my home. I'm in my home right now. I get to do this. I can pick up the phone. I can text them. I can message them on Facebook. I can FaceTime. I can, so many things we can do now to help keep people on track, help keep them motivated, help keep them supported, help call them out and say, hey, did you work out today? And that's what coaching has done for me. It's given me my body back. It's given me my life back. It's given me strength I never had in my 20s and 30s. And I want to help other women, because there's, there's so many women out there that, they've struggled with things and they just didn't know what to do. Or a doctor told them this is always the way life is going to be. And I know it doesn't have to be that way, because I have been there. I know when they've told you that you're going to have to live with this, and now I know I don't have to. There's more to life, and I want to help other women realize there is more to life than what you may think. And, that's what basically coaching has done for me. It's given me my life back. It's given me strength. It's given me courage. It's given me confidence to stand up and realize, no matter what struggle I go to, I've got people behind me. I've got a support system around me that's always going to be there for me. I can wake up and not feel like working out, but I get on our team and I see that they're, saying, you can do it, or I didn't feel like working out and I did. And I'm going, okay, she didn't feel like working out, so I've got to do it. I've got to, because I can't be that failure. I can't fail myself anymore. I've already failed myself. I can't fail myself anymore. So it's only uphill from here. I have to keep fighting. Otherwise, I'm just going to die an old woman, a crippled woman, and that ain't what I want. And I want other women to realize that it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't matter where your age are, what your age is, where you are, what you've been through. You can do it. You can start right now, and you can do something to improve your life, your health. And, that's what coaching has done for me. It's given me the freedom to do that. It's given me the freedom to be here for my family. As, my family, my mother-in-law ages, I can be here for her. I can help her. There's so many, I could go into a whole lot more details as far as that goes, but it's basically given me my life back. And that's the biggest, the reward of what coaching has done for me. It's given me the complete structure that I needed in my life to keep me from being a big person, a crippled person, and a broke down person that's probably been through a lot of surgeries and still, who knows where I would be at today. And so, that's that's just a little bit of my story. And, that's what I want to help other women realize that as well. You got to have it in you. You got to have that fight, and you can get it from coaching. Coaching can give you that. It can give you that and so much more. It can give you, so much confidence that it's, that's what I love about it. That's just all I can say. It's what I love about it. So I appreciate you listening to my story. And, if you have any questions, just drop them below and I'll be happy to answer them for you. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.